So the big guy in the White House, if he would take some personal advice, you've got to realize, sir, that you are the biggest nothing in the world. And sir, you stop there. You stop listening to all these people around you, these sycophants, who are encouraging you to be your non-human self. Get in touch with that humanity. Stop fussing with your hair. And don't worry about your tie. And stand up straight and speak clearly, not from your throat. Speak from your heart. And start being human. That's what you were made for, not golf. So there you are, Mr. President. With all due respect, sir.
But, we've always been writing about we're just not designed for this cavalcade of daily chaos and hate and divisiveness and name-calling and bullying and, the military occupying our cities, right?
Yeah, no, we're not built for it. And a lot of people, I think, are checked out and tuned out. And, I think by default, a lot of those folks were going to already be tuned out, but especially more so now because there is like a fire hose of chaos. And when I say that, I mean, last week, for instance, there were so many insane things that happened. Like I have a thing that I do on Friday nights as Story Time with BDD, where I kind of recap all of the things. And there was too much. There was too much for me to cover in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's just how it's been every single week of this second presidency. And I think that is by design per, what's that called? The Project 2025 thing? Yeah. That's to keep us all off balance and off kilter and unable to focus on any one particular thing. And that's how they slip their nefarious agenda into place against us.
Well, and you said I agree with the 76% of Americans with common sense who believe Trump does not deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, the woman that won, I thought, first of all, it was so classy and gracious, but also I'm so tired of people having to suck up to Trump because they need America's help. So she was very gracious about saying it's in honor of him and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like I'm taking crazy pills with this whole, Middle East thing and Trump getting, I'm sorry, any credit, but I'm going to get more of your thoughts on that. You're right. 76% of us are not taking crazy pills. And are you, kidding me? The guy that's bombing boats and, in the middle of the ocean with no probable cause, at war with Chicago, on and on and on. It just gave, the people who fund Hamas an air base because they gave him a bribe plane. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. The other thing that's crazy about all of the bowing and scraping to Trump and the compulsive need to mollify this guy, that's the party who was mocking participation trophies, right? Yeah. But it seems like every day they want to give him a participation trophy for not throwing poopy or, for whatever. And it's nuts. He actively campaiged for a Nobel Peace Prize. Who does that? But the funniest thing is that the Nobel guy said, yeah, no, he wasn't going to get it because we only give the award to people who have courage and dignity or something.
Right.
And
they're fighting for democracy, not trying to end it and, install an authoritarian government. Yeah, I mean, I was just going to ask you, is there a day he doesn't fling his poopy at us? I don't think so. Is there a day that we are not hit by projectile feces from the... we talked earlier about how just from him on down, everyone in this party just lies so... This is what he said, speaking of Chicago. He said, we're heading to Chicago because we want to save Chicago. Do you know they had 4,000 people killed in Chicago over a short... Of course, he doesn't give any, right? 4,000 people. And I have to watch this slob of a governor stand up and say, well, everything's okay. We've got it under control. Citywide statistics show murders in Chicago have fallen dramatically in the last several years, dropping 50% since 2021. So far in 2025, 331 people have been murdered, which is a little short of 4,000. If I'm mathing the math correct.
Stephanie, the only people who are holding him to account on the truth meter are people like you, people in independent media, really. And it drives me nuts because the vast majority of people still are tuning into legacy media, things on MSNBC and CNN. And, for the most part, I'll give everyone from Nicolle Wallace on down, give them their props and their due, because they do,
I watch her every day.
They do hold them accountable. The reporters in the Oval Office, can you not ask a follow-up question when he says crazy things like, he's going to give a 1,500%, he's going to lower prescription drugs by 1,500%, and that's not how math works?
Yeah.
Can you fact check him on what are these 8 wars you're taking credit for having stopped?
Right.
Can you fact check him? Because it's not like these are coming out of the blue.
Yeah.
These are his best hits things,
Yeah.
the ones that he does repeatedly over and over. So are you guys taking dictation or are you reporting?
So when he appealed
one.
When he appealed the block on National Guard in Chicago, he said, amidst ongoing violent riots and lawlessness, the local leaders like Governor Pritzker refused to step in to quell. President Trump has exercised. There are no riots going on in Chicago. There are no riots if you don't count inflatable frogs in Portland. I mean,
I don't know if you saw this weekend. This weekend there was some very interesting protests. This weekend there were people in a nude protest
cycling.
Walking and
I
cycling.
cycle every weekend, but I got to up my game. It was cold and they cycled naked.
And raining.
Yes.
Cold and raining? Thank you. I love democracy, but I'll be dressed fully.
Oh, and this is what's particularly funny about that it was raining when Trump said, every time I see Portland is burning down. He said, this was Friday? Yes, they were actually enjoying their first fall rain, I believe. Right. The lone demonstrator at the city's ICE building was dressed as a pink Care Bear. And Trump said, every time I look at the place, it's burning down. Store owners in Portland build it out of plywood. What?
Care Bears are notorious arsonists.
Oh, right, right. But so he was implying that because they burned down the city daily in Portland, they only do repairs with plywood. So this news story felt they had to add buildings are still constructed with wood, concrete, steel, and other modern construction materials in Oregon. He just makes up every single day, right?
Yeah, and so not only that, another pretty hilarious video was the other day when Kristi Noem showed up on a rooftop with influencer Benny Johnson.
Yes.
And
the guy in the chicken suit was
paid
there
by the USSR, Benny Johnson, and so his tweet. The tweet that he wrote to accompany the video was absolutely hilarious. As he says, she directed her steely gaze, And first of all, as the camera approaches the edge of the roof, you see nothing but blue skies, no plumes of smoke, no fire. You can't hear, police sirens and bombs, as Trump would make you think that's what's happening in Portland. It was a beautiful day.
And there were
all you
6 protesters and the chicken.
12 people, and one of them dressed as a chicken.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So this one, for some reason, I also find particularly hilarious. National Guard troops were seen patrolling in Memphis for the first time on Friday. That at the Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
Is that a fishing store?
It's a sporting goods store.
I love Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah,
oh, okay. All right. Well, has there been an outbreak of masturbators there? What's going on? Is it?
I think the closest one here is in Cucamonga or
Irvine.
something. Irvine?
They
Okay.
opened one.
Okay.
So the mayor's a Democrat, said he never requested the Guard come, but they've got that Bass Pro Shop on lockdown.
It's
So
a sporting goods store.
okay.
Yeah.
Why? But why are they patrolling the?
It's like a right.
It's a right wing.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I hate myself for living Bass Pro Shop.
But why? But then why is the National Guard there if they're fine, upstanding right wing masturbators?
That's a good question. Maybe they're scared that
that all that does is tell me it's performative. They want
It's all
the
performative.
scared right wingers to see the people patrolling on the streets.
We're
Right.
being protected.
They're not actually sending these people out to high crime areas. They're sending them out to places where people can see them.
Yeah. I mean, Brooklyn Dad, you've been, such an effective resistor for so long. And I have to say, that's what's brilliant about the costumes. And right? Because they look ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's these tons of troops, like armed to the teeth, and then these people like dancing in T-Rex costumes. It just, it's almost like what we were talking about, Chris, the way Gavin Newsom is trolling them with social media. It's a way of trolling them and making them look as ridiculous as they are.
I love it. It's hilarious. The twerking inflated frog guy is hilarious. And all the different, unicorns and stuff. The whole air of harmless ridiculousness, I think, absolutely cuts against the grain of what he is trying of the point he's trying to make. And again, if he was sincerely interested in addressing crime, first of all, work with the local officials. All right, work with them, coordinate with them.
Thank you.
If they're saying they don't want it, no means no, dude.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I wanted to talk to you both, Yahweh and Yesh, because I wrote a book, and it's about you guys, but it's really about some of your fans, the mean ones, the racist ones, the homophobe ones, the ones who don't like women. You guys come off really well in the book. Jesus, you come off really good in this book.
Yeah, I've heard that when people talk about the Bible, they tell me that God, you come off really well.
Said no one ever.
Jesus comes off really well. Yeah, no, God, you're very impressive, God. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but you there's some moments, Almighty, where you're kind of the alcoholic step God. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus, he's chill throughout. Like he's proof of evolution.
But John, people have been twisting my message, right? And that's what this book is about.
It really is, Jesus. I mean, I've gone through this book of yours many times. You never said anything against the gays. You never said anything against women having to be forced to be pregnant. I mean, you're not against abortion. You're against the death penalty, Jesus. I know that. You're like your dad in that you tell us to welcome the stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the right people are twisting my message left and right, and we can't take it anymore. So we're so excited to have this book, a really rock solid resource to show people what the Bible actually says. And that's why we love you, John. You're spreading our true good word.
Simon & Schuster's Avid Reader Press presents Separation of Church and Hate, the bold, hilarious new book from John Fugelsang.